Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ CHAIM, still in Klal Dovid, the fourth Klal chapter, and the CHOFETZ CHAIM writes like this. And this is talking about a Rasha. He's going to go into the world of speaking about a wicked person, and we're going to have to understand the nuances that we are describing over here, because it's a bit confusing in the world that we live in today. V'chol elu adinim shekesavnuhu dafka. Everything that we wrote about so far is very specific, that if you see someone, we'll call him Shimon, doing something wrong, that you cannot go and spread the Lashon HaRa about him. That's referring to a person who in general, if he makes a mistake and does a sin, he has regret, he has charata, that he did the wrong thing. Now, however, if you examine the ways of this person carefully, and you see ki ein pachad Elokim leneged einov, the person who's sinning has no fear of Hashem in front of him, v'tamid is yatzev al derech lo toiv, and he continuously goes on a wrong path, he's doing the wrong things, sinning and the like. Kamay ha'payrek mi'olav oil malchus shemayim, for example, you see that he's constantly removing the yoke of heaven from him altogether. You see that he has no fear of Hashem. He's not careful in mitzvahs. He does averos. Or even if there's one particular avera sin that he is not careful of refraining from at all. Asher kol sha'ar amoy yoidim shi avera, where everybody else knows that this is an avera. Everybody knows that you don't do such a thing. You don't walk into McDonald's and eat treif. Everybody knows you don't do such a thing. Says the Gemara, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM. So if you know then that this person is doing an avera that everybody else is aware of is the wrong thing to do, you would then be allowed to publicize the actions of this sinful behavior. Whether it's the sin that you want to disclose that you saw this person do, if you saw him do it many times, bemazed intentionally, so then that's one thing. Or Reuven has another sin that he wants to disclose over here, because there's another well-known sin that this sinner has committed many times again and again. Meaning, I guess the case is the CHOFETZ CHAIM is talking about where you've noticed that this person has several things that he does wrong, and therefore you see him do it on more than one occasion. And again, it's talking over here, the CHOFETZ CHAIM is saying that he's doing it repeatedly, which means it's pretty much, that's his way of existence. You know that this person always eats treif. You know that this person is machal Shabbos b'far hesia, meaning he does it in public. You know that this person, he's never careful with the laws of Lashon HaRa. You know that this person, you don't see him on Sukkos take a daled minim. You've watched the guy 24 hours a day. He never took a lulav and an esrog in his hand. He doesn't put on tefillin. Whatever the story might be over here, this person is repeatedly sinning in certain areas. So then he says you'd be permitted to reveal. Now we have to speak about why would you go and reveal. Now, if that's the case, that we can establish that this person in question, again we'll call him Shimon, disregards one of these prohibitions. It's not because his Yetzer Hara got the best of him once in a while. It was a moment of weakness, and he ended up going into McDonald's and eating the Big Mac with cheese. No. Rather, this person is continually following the desires of his hearts, and he really has no fear of Hashem in front of him. Therefore, you can look at this person as being a Rasha, a wicked individual who has disregard for the mitzvahs of Hashem, and therefore you would be permitted to go and even lachlima, embarrass him and tell about his disgrace. Bein b'fanav, whether it's in front of him, or bein shaloi b'fanav, and even not in front of him. You'd be able to speak negatively about this person. And this obviously is very difficult to understand. We're going to have to go through the details over here in the poskim, in the halachic authorities, how this is going to work. Bisman hazeh. How do you decide who is a Rasha? How do you decide who's not a Rasha? How do we know someone, how they grew up, where they grew up, in all their background, their family background, so on and so forth. People who grew up religious, not religious, people on the derech, off the derech, people who don't even know what Yiddishkeit is and they're eating treif all day long. It's a complicated area right now in the world, and therefore we're going to spend time tomorrow to go through it in a better way. Okay, so that's just hold off before you go and start speaking Lashon HaRa about people that you deem Rishayim today. Just wait till tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, we try to clarify more the details of this halacha. Have a wonderful day.